Oh yeah. So, I used to brew quite a lot, and I haven't really brewed much since I haven't really had anywhere to live. Kind of waiting for a house to be built, in which I was going to set up my brew kit and have a really fun time. We just found out this week that our house is delayed by another year, which means I'm still going to be living in a flat which has got no areas suitable for brewing. But I just wanted to brew. So I'm at the in-laws house. I'm at the in-laws house and I found out half my brew kit I can't find. I found my robobrew. I found my sparge kettle. I can't find my handle for my robobrew, which was interesting. Yesterday I did a brew, first brew in a few years. Kind of jimmied my way through that. And I decided I want to document some of this stuff. And if you enjoyed the video, give it a like. But let's see how we get on with the day. So everything today is extremely ad-lib. So today we are brewing League Barnstormer, the League Brewers, which is the brew shop in Nelson. Suggested, what's that? 5-to-1 chloride sulfate. We won't be doing that. Dry hops. Once fermented, I can do that. Yeah, so this is an all-grain brew. It's going to give us 23 litres, which won't fit in my fermenter. So we'll talk about that later. To be honest, as long as it tastes semi-drinkable, I'm happy. And it goes with my flat cap. So this is where we're brewing. Everything today is very, very improvised, as you can see. Two things we have got though. Well, three things. We've got a sparge kettle on the left, which holds 16 litres, just heating up now. And a robobrew 23 litre on the right, which is currently mashing in. Got about 15 minutes so I need to do anything. We've also got beautiful sunny weather, and we've got a stunning view from the in-laws spare room. This is the brew I put down yesterday. Not how I would normally ferment brew, but I discovered when I come to get my gear that I didn't have really anything suitable to ferment in. The beer I made yesterday I'm fermenting in that corny keg. I've got a second corny keg which I'm going to ferment the ESB that I'm making today in. It's actually the last corny keg. The other one was clean, but this one is the last corny keg that I brewed in 2 years ago. For some reason it ended up going into the attic well, about a third full. I'm not sure, I can't remember why. Someone put it in the attic without asking me. I was like, oh, okay. It's the problem when you're a bit semi-homeless. You have less control over your stuff. And so it sat up there for 2 years. We recently got it down. The beer's still in it. It's naturally carbonated because it's been sitting in a attic for 2 years. It's interesting, right? Because, so this is just with the natural carbonation and what's residual carbon in the keg. To be honest, for the quality of beer that I make, that's really not that bad in terms of clarity, you know. I mean, it's been sitting for 2 years. It's clear. It smells quite yeasty, but not hugely offensive. Well, fairly offensive. Not unbearable. And how does it taste? I don't know what it was supposed to be. It's pretty yeasty. It's pretty hoppy. Bitter, very bitter hops, which has probably stopped it going off. I'm guessing it was some sort of pale ale. To be honest, I've had worse beer than that. Oh, no. Nah. Yeah, the yeast comes through. I probably have had worse beer than that. That doesn't mean it's a reason to drink this beer. Well, let's clean the keg. So the robobrew is currently sitting on, I'm mashing in at about 60 something degrees. Got about 5 minutes to go. Let's take a look. So I keep the lid on while I'm mashing in. Pop that up. Oh, there we go. So, pop that there. Yeah, so I tend to run the hose, keep the water circulating, the water, circulating. Hold on. It's not going to work. But the trick is to get enough circulation so that we don't overflow this wee thing in the middle. Because then we're basically overflowing and sending grain down into the bed, which hopefully we haven't sent too much. But yeah, so won't be far away. So for the last 10 or 12 minutes of the mash, I'm just going to bump the temperature up to 76 on the robobrew. Why am I doing that? It says on the sheet. I kind of vaguely know, but it is what it is. Can't do any harm, can it? Well, I suppose it can. Alright, so let's get rid of this beer while that's just finishing off the mash. First thing, let's release the pressure. Woo! Yeasty. Bloody hell. Might need to open the window. I'm glad that the in-laws aren't here. They're on holiday. You can do that now that COVID's slowing down, apparently. Come on. I think I might need to sterilise this tap. I feel it may be infected. Okay, let's pop the lid. Can you see this? Pop the lid. Slowly, slowly. There, the pressure's gone. 2-year-old beer. Yep. Let's take a look. Goodbye. Thanks for waiting around. To be honest, it looks pretty good. Considering the age, there's a lot of beer there that I've just thrown away. Look, I don't know how dirty it is in there. It's not too bad. Probably pretty encrusted. But, oh god, oh god. Yeah, that last bit was. It looked like a ferment, really. Yeah, so now we've reached the end of the mash. Sparge water's here heating up. Mash, so we're going to do the robobrew thing. I'm going to lift the mash tun out, turn the pump off, shake this so we don't make too much mess. Now, as I said, I've lost the handle. Yep, proper hokey. This is the best I can do. It's a long weekend in New Zealand. No shops open, so yes, it actually works quite well, scarily well. But just make sure it doesn't. Oh, I did yesterday. We need to get. You really don't. Anyone that's got a robobrew, you know you don't know what we've got. It is very. Just like that. Folds out. Almost there. God. Just one down quick to it. Oh geez. Yeah, I don't recommend this, eh? It worked much better yesterday. Yeah, we've got 3 on, 1 under. Okay. We're looking good. That was not ideal. But we're there. I normally put the heaters on now. Crank up to 100. I have to say, I do love sparging. It's probably my favourite part. It's kind of, well, maybe the boil's my favourite, but it's quite dramatic with the old robobrew, the sparging step. So tall we can't even fit it all in a video. But yeah, I love all the steam and stuff. I probably should put the lid on actually, so I don't get a stuck sparge. Yeah, that's better. Keep a bit of that heat in. So we finished with the sparge. What do we got? 30 litres. Everyone says not to trust the robobrew measures, and yeah, they're right, but yeah, I don't care. She'll be fine. Now I'm going to boil the crap out of this, but I tend to put the lid on while it comes up to the boil, just to keep a bit of that heat in, and I put the pump on just to keep it circulating. So I'm going to do that now. Alright, so just going to measure out the hops. I'm I meant to put 25 grams of Target hops in, which is my bittering hops. I put that at the start of the boil. I got a 50 gram bag. Just have a look, a bit over there. Make it a similar shape. I don't have scales at the minute, so a bit more. A bit more. Yep, a bit more. Yeah, is that about half and half? What do you reckon? A couple more. There we go. Yeah, I think that's about right. So I'm going to pop these guys back in the bag. They're going at the end of the boil. Well, they're going at some point, I think. I probably would be slightly less loose with these if I was going to be using them, you know, in a wee while, but I'm using them all today. Oh, probably this plate wasn't a great idea. Hold on, why don't I do this? Take some of these and put these on here. That's about right. Yeah. Sorted. There's my weighed out 25 grams of my hop. It's going at the start of my boil. I've done that. And mother-in-law. Come on, come on. I don't have these. I know mother-in-law does. So, let them fit. Wait. There we go, we're in. Boom. I'll just chuck it in the freezer. See, I'm not entirely lazy. I feel the stout is getting a bit warm, but no temperature control. These are the things we live with. This is just coming up to the boil now, just sucking all of that grain out the bottom as much as possible. Got quite a bit out. There's always heaps, but I'm lazy. And there you go, we're at the boil. Everything's nice and stable, didn't have a boil over. I set the robobrew to 110 and then it sort of sits there on 102, leave the lid off. Currently 29 litres. I don't really boil by time. I just tend to boil down to the volume we need, which in this case is 26 litres, which is probably going to take about 100 minutes, I think, roughly. In the meantime, I'm going to go and try and clean out that keg so I can use it as a fermenter. I'll show you what I did to make the airlock as well from the post, although it's really not that exciting. Literally in my happy place, nice and warm, feet are getting warm by the sun. Got to shut the door because keep the steam out of the house, but I've got a beautiful rolling boil. I've got about 2 and a bit litres to get rid of. Got heaps of time. Yeah, I got to go clean the keg though. That's going to take me very much out of my happy place. Let's just look at this beautiful